You can hear the hammer as it's bottoming out on the fret. Alright, now I'm very careful as I'm putting the frets in that I don't hammer over the edge. I know there's some guys that actually do it this way. I don't care to do it that way. I like to file that shape in when I'm done. Okay, I have one high fret here I got to tap in. There we go. Very nice. And you can see you don't have to do one slot at a time. 3, 4, 5, that's plenty. Just get them started and then you can nip them off. Now if you press frets in, I would still probably want to use the water and the glue method. I have pressed them in. Like I said, I'm not condemning the method. I'm just so used to this method. I'm also using a 19.5 tang on a 22 slot. You're going to say that's pretty small. Well, it may be, but the tang has a barb on it. That barb actually is a lot heavier than you think, and it's still plenty to bite into that slot and give me a firm fitted fret. And it doesn't back bow the fingerboard as much. As you can see right now, I'm actually getting quite a back bow on here. Can you see that? So you can see I'm probably almost 1/4 inch rise, and I only have half of the frets in. So this is one reason why I don't like to use too heavy of a barb, because it can really put a lot of pressure. And if you're doing this, if you're fretting onto a neck, if this fingerboard were on the neck and you had a one-way truss rod, you really need to consider this back pressure when you're doing this part, so that when you set the truss rod up to get your neck right, you don't end up with too much back bow and have a bad fingerboard fret job that just isn't going to work. I did that one time, had to pull the fingerboard off, and that pretty much convinced me that I fret my fingerboards, then I put them on the neck. That way I can control the amount of back bow, and I can control how much relief I can have in that neck if I'm using a one-way truss rod. If you're using a two-way truss rod, while you will still have the adjustability, with all of this added back pressure, you may not get the proper relief. You might end up getting some warp in your neck because of all of the pressure. So try to build as stressless as possible. And I find that by using the 19.5 tang on the 22 slot is very forgiving, and you can put this on a two-way truss rod and you aren't going to have any issues. Even on a one-way truss rod, this is not going to spring the neck so much as to give you any real problem. And you can see by doing more than one fret at a time, you can go through a fingerboard in a pretty quick hurry. And again, I'm just mixing the water and the glue together. The glue is helping to lubricate the slot to let the tang seat better. And then as the glue cures, it helps to harden the wood fibers inside there to hold that fret nice and snug. I've taken many tours out at Martin, and I've seen them using glue the one time, and asked them why, and they said on account of how the glue helps to lubricate and then kind of fill voids. So Martin does, at least they used to use glue when they fret it. And you can see how that little fret angle lets me control when I'm hammering in my slots, or my frets into the slots. Otherwise, you can see it would be bouncing and I can't control the force. That's giving me a very nice rough up fret line. I can trim my frets. Now I have two files here. Well, I guess I only have one file. This I have at a 30-degree angle, so I can dress off the edge of my fret. I'm going to square them off first. I use a 6-inch milling file, smooth cut. It does a nice job. And I also use a pillar file for actual dressing of the frets later. That's P-I-L-L-A-R. A pillar file is a very smooth cutting file. It's only about 1/4 inch wide, but it has no teeth on the sides. It's a safe edge file. It makes a great end dressing file. I know some guys like triangular files. I just started using that pillar file. I found that it was very, very good for the tack. Now I got that flushed off. I'll flush this one off and then I'll angle it. And you can see it doesn't take long to set the frets into a fingerboard. Okay, you can see how this will ride the fingerboard, and that will set my angle up, and that will give me an angle dress on both sides. Now I'm not worried about dressing the frets so much at this point, just getting it roughed in and get it ready for the next process when we put it on the neck. What I did is I flushed the frets, then I put a bit of an angle on them. This is basically at this point just roughed in. I will put this on a neck, then once it's on the neck I'll do all my finish setting up. But you should be able to see how decently that looks fret wise. We're pretty good and straight. I don't see any high frets that are sticking out, so the actual leveling and process will do that once the neck is assembled. But that's what it takes to fret a neck. It's not that complicated. Simple tools, a little bit of time, and you'll be able to fret necks in no time. So thanks again. Hope you can use this little trick, and see you soon.